Hi there, my name is Letitia Pfinder and welcome to my channel for another card tutorial. So today we're going to be making this beautiful pumpkin card. This card is a great way to use up your scraps and it's perfect for the season. It doesn't have to be for Halloween, it's just a really pretty fall themed card. So here you have it. I might be a little biased, but probably. But the actual stamp is a digi stamp and it's actually my first one. So I just made this and I created an Etsy shop and I've posted it in there already, so you can go check that out. I'll leave the description probably in an iCard or something here if I can. I'll also put the link in the description box below. So if you're interested and want to make this card using it, you can go check it out. Anyways, so that is the first of many listings, I'm sure. I also have some original art that's about to go up, so you guys can go check that out if you're interested. Alright, so we need to make this card is first and foremost a card base. So I'm just using a pre-folded card, you know that's my style these days. It's just so quick and easy when you want to just sit down and make something. You don't have to, it's one less thing you have to fuss with. So I actually just got this at the dollar store. I've been clearing them out pretty much when they've been bringing them in. And it measures in at 4.5 inches by 6 inches, if you're curious about the size. So I also have already cut a map for this, and this is just some like dark cream, almost tan colored cardstock. And I've cut this to, oh, sorry, I wrote it down, I can't remember. It's at 4 3/4 by 5.5 inches. Numbers are not my strong suit, guys. Alright, so I got this. You also need the digi stamp, and I have it right here. And I've already cut it out, as you can see. So it's in pieces right now, but this is the stamp. I've also printed this out on cardstock. Just move that to the side. You'll need some sort of adhesive. I'm just using some craft glue, and glue is probably your best bet while doing this. You'll need some sort of cutting utensil, so an X-Acto or some scissors. And of course you'll need your scraps, so I have mine here. And I picked colors that I thought would go well together. You don't want to go maybe too crazy, I guess. At least I didn't want to go too crazy with the colors. I wanted to keep them very fall themed, so, and this is what I decided to go with. These two little pieces will be used for the stem of the pumpkin, and the rest will be used for the body of the pumpkin, the actual pumpkin. But depending on what you're going to be using the card for, change up the colors. There can be a lot of funky, fun things you can do with this. So on the original one, I've actually used some pop-up foam adhesive, as you can see in there, to give the card some visual interest and some shadow. So for that, you'll just need some foam adhesive. Oh, and I've also, you'll see at the end here, that I've re-outlined the pumpkin itself so it stands out more and it looks like a stamp again. And I'm just using my Copic multi-liner for that. You can use any black marker. Alright, let's get started. So just set pretty much everything to the side right now. Keep your scraps close by because you're going to be using them in a moment. So your first step will be to get all of that stuff ready. Get your mat cut, get your, card together, print your stamp, and cut it out. So originally, obviously, this was a big piece of cardstock, and I cut out the outline, and then I cut along these black lines. So I'm separating this into pieces because the actual pumpkin on the card is layered. It's probably really hard to see on camera, but these are layers. And it gives it a really great textured feel. It's a really nice card, if I do say so myself. Anyways, so you have your pieces separated. and you have your scraps. So what I'm going to start off with is one side, and I'm just going to quickly show you how I do this one side, and then I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to speed it up so you guys don't have to sit there and watch all of that. Alright, so you pick whatever color you'd like to be on the bottom. So you layer them, like this is the one that's on the very bottom. They layer up, if that makes sense, like this. You'll see in a moment. So you decide what order you want them to go in. So say I would like this one to be on the edge here. Maybe I want this one after that. And actually maybe we'll do that. I'll do that the other way around. So we're going to do it like this. Actually, those are really close in color. Let's separate them. So we'll do it like that. Yep. Okay. I'll probably change it again in a moment. I think that's too much of the same color. But on the end, oops, I'm going to take whatever one I want first. And it's going to be this one. Pick this up. And this is just kind of the easiest way I've found to show you guys to do this. Sorry, I forgot to mention you also need a pencil. And all I'm going to do is trace this. So when I first made this card, I'm just going to cut this out now. When I first made this card, I took the time to actually cut out, whoops, on this first one, I cut these out into this, like, they're just all that big. And it was really tedious, and I was messing up the measurements, and, you know, it ended up working in the end, but it took me a really long time. You also might want to remember that when you're tracing, it goes over the line a bit, so you want to cut a little, just a smidge in, or else it's not going to fit properly. Yeah, so I took the time to do all of that. So this, the way I'm doing it now that I'm about to show you, took way less time, and it was much more accurate when I started doing it on the rest of the card. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off camera there because I was having a little bit of trouble. Okay. Just move that to the side. Oops. Stick that on. Actually, I'm actually going to flip it over because I was silly and cut it the wrong way. Alright. So I'm just lining it up. See, clearly I messed it up again. But that's okay because that's really easy to fix. So what I'm going to do is glue it on. And then see here where I've kind of messed it up a little bit. That is fine because I'll just trim it off. That won't mess up the design or anything like that. So just trim off those white parts. You know, you'd think tracing would be kind of simple for somebody who draws and stuff, but no, I always mess it up somehow. Alright, so we've got the first layer of it down. And then we're going to go in. So because I accidentally traced it the wrong way and I didn't want to waste the paper, I'm just going to have to flip over the rest of them. So everything's just going to be flipped around. Not a problem. So it's actually going to be the side that I'm doing now. Alright, so the next color, I'm just going to go ahead and grab that and not make the same mistake again. And when you start getting into these, so I'm just tracing it so I can eyeball it. Alright, so this is the color that's going to come out one. So you probably want it to start, say around here. Maybe that's even like there. And then you just draw. You just draw it in. You draw the curve in where you want to chop it off there. I know this probably isn't the best example with the brown. A little hard to see. But bear with me a moment. I'm just going to cut this out. Alright. So this is where I've made my mark, where I want it to line up to show off the other color underneath it to make it layered. Okay, there we go. Basically, you're just going to line it up where you want it, like so, and then go ahead and glue it back down. And you're just going to keep doing that with all of them. Oops. There we go. And then I'm going to do one more on, regular, like, what am I trying to say here? Live, I guess, for you guys. And then I'm going to go ahead, oops, that one went a little bit over. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to speed it up for you so that you still get to watch me do it, but I'm just doing the same thing over and over and it gets a little boring, maybe a little tedious for you. So I want you guys to enjoy what you're watching, So alright, so this one ends right here. So we're going to want to end this one, say about there. And the last one will just be really thin. And afterwards, if you don't press too hard, you can just erase these marks and you won't even see them. You can keep using the paper for other things. Great. See, it's really a simple card to just kind of sit down and do. It's really great if you just need something to kind of, I don't know, keep your mind busy a little bit. Not too much thinking or anything, it just, yeah. Gives you something to concentrate on. I love stuff like that. Alright, so this is the last one I'm going to show with me talking and all that. I will speed up the video now so that you guys can just see how I do the rest of this. And then we'll finish putting the card together. Alright, so we've done that now. We've got our little pumpkin here. Now this is a pretty big sized pumpkin. I didn't resize it. So I'm just going to show you. Like, this is pretty big on here. So this is a little trick that I can show you. Now if you want to make this pumpkin just a bit smaller, and it's going to get smaller anyways, you can trim it. Like if you want it to be shorter, you can just trim some of this off the bottom. But if you'd like to make it a little skinnier, which we're doing either way because it's got to, it's a layered card, so it's got to kind of sit on top of each other. So just place that on top of the two smaller pieces, and then this kind of just goes in there. So if you would like to make it a little skinnier, you just push it in a little bit more, and you can trim off some off the edge, keep pushing it in to where you like it. Alright, so I just wanted to show you that quickly. It's just a little trick with this stamp. Alright, so now I'm just going to outline the individual pieces. And I'm doing this before I glue it together, just so that, I'm going to get some scrap paper, just so that any outline that may end up sticking out ends up getting its outline. So I'm just going along the edge. It's very, very easy peasy thing to do. Actually, this you can replace the brushes and the nibs on these multi-liners, so this one kind of needs to be replaced, so I'm just taking my time here because it's being a little difficult, but I don't actually have the replacement for it right now. I gotta order one, so I'm kind of stuck with it for the moment. That's fine. I love my Copics. Alright, so we're just going to do this to every piece. You can make the line as thick or thin as you want. I like to kind of vary it a little bit. Just allows you to see the actual shape of the pumpkin a little bit better. And like where the shadows would be on an actual pumpkin, like above the creases. Alright, so now we just finish off the last one. And I apologize if you hear any little guys talking in here. Like that. My My toddler just ran in here. But we're going to try to keep going. We're going to try to keep going. Because honestly, we're very, very close to being done now. Oops. That's okay. We'll just make that line thicker. Alright. And then the stem. So honestly, this is, you know, a fun, crafty card to do. I love very crafty things, like paper crafty things where I get to cut and paste and feel like I'm in school again. But yeah, I really love this card. So now it's just time to assemble our pumpkin. And to do that, I'm going to start with putting the stem on. Oops. And it just goes underneath. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the end here, or the kind of the top here. Oops. Some of my glue dried on the top. Alright. Oh, it's just not coming out right now. Just a moment and I will fix it. There we go. That should do it. Yeah. I just used my X-Acto knife and kind of cut it out. Sometimes you really need to go that far. Alright, and then just stick that on down. And then just line it up. Alright, there we go. Set that right here. Yes. I think my little guy wants to talk to you. That's Noah. That is my almost 2-year-old now. So I'm just applying a bit of glue onto the edge here. He's currently climbing on my bed. Or off of my bed, I should say. Alright, we'll just on this one as well. And then you just stick them right on. Like so. And there you have it. The pumpkin is done. Set it off to the side here for a moment. And we're just going to stick it on the back of here. Alright, all that's left to do is to assemble it, and I'm just going to use some glue here to stick the mat on. Alright, just center it, stick it down. Alright, now we just need our foam adhesive. And I'm going to be using quite a few of these little squares, and if you have the long foam tape, like the 3M tape, that would be perfect to use on this. I have it, I just have these right beside me, so I'm just going to use these up. Because it's a bigger piece, you want to make sure it's sturdy. Right, so we'll just peel all those little backings off. I hope you guys are enjoying these Halloween and fall themed videos. I'm really enjoying them. This is like my favorite time of the year. I'm a big Halloween fan and horror movie fan, and I guess just the genre in general. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with these cards and with the Inktober videos. If you guys are interested in seeing those, I have been putting up videos weekly for those. So there's one up so far, and there will be another one up coming up in the next day or so. But yeah. Just stick that down in the middle. So this one's much bigger. This wow, my head just blanked. This pumpkin. This pumpkin is much bigger. But they're both very cute cards. And I'm just trying to, there it is. I set it to the side here. Show you the difference between the two. Yeah. Both very cute. Both very fall. Yes, even just the colors can make a big difference in how it all looks. I think this one kind of reminds me of like a false, like a, sorry, not false, like almost like a, those Christmas sweaters. I think it's just that pattern right there. I don't know what it is about it. But yeah, there you have it. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. If you'd like to see some more from me, or just chit chat with me, you can follow me or add me or whatever on my various social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll see a lot of Inktober and Drawloween updates there. And if you would like to get your hands on this digi stamp, it's also a stencil. I do include a stencil file with it. I will leave the link for my new Etsy shop down below, and you can keep an eye on that because there will be new products and original artwork and whatnot going up there. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a lovely October, and I'll see you next time.